Because we've had generous support from faithful donors and volunteers just like you, this Christmas, Equip is celebrating 5 years of helping churches become places where gay people can thrive according to a traditional sexual ethic. And we couldn't have done this without your faithful giving, your prayer support, your service. But it's often difficult for you guys to see the impact of your giving. So during this Christmas season, we want to share about the difference your donations have been making. Check it out.
Equip did a really good job of bringing front and center in a very humble way some of the very human aspects of this conversation, that this isn't something to be afraid of. It's not something that should be ignored, but in kind of our discomfort of approaching it, there is a lot of benefits and fruit on the other side of that. And so I saw that in some of my colleagues as they heard the stories, as they looked at the content and the material. It not only made them more empathetic, but it also left them with a conviction of, and me in many ways, of where I have missed it. Equip helped open up eyes to an unintentional oversight or a passivity that had led to apathy of, hey, this doesn't affect me, so I don't have to care about it. And I like to say this, is that when the closer you get to problems that we deem as problems or issues, and you see the people who are affected by those problems or issues, or who are immersed in it, it no longer becomes a problem to be solved, but rather people that should be loved.
I think Equip has helped our team sort of making the shift from like talking about a topic or an issue, and instead, loving and serving real people who have unique stories and struggles.
How are we creating a community of support, a place for friendship, spiritual friendship and brotherhood? That's where our conversations with Equip began, but then that really turned into, hey, well, for my area of leadership, it turned into a conversation series that we did through chapel. And we really tried to tackle a lot of the myths that we have about sexuality and dating relationships and marriage and singleness. Wow. It's kind of a 3-part series. And that was something where working with Equip and Peter and doing chapel and campus ministry, where we would take turns leading some parts of conversations, but also leading students into healthy dialogue. And that was kind of the goal, was, hey, let's model how we can name the disconnects that we're feeling, begin to model healthy conversation in a culture that doesn't like to talk about it at all. And I feel like the responses and the participation in those events were really fantastic.
One story that came to mind is just the opportunity to sit with 2 of our students, and the students shared with me for the first time their experience of romantic attraction to both guys and girls, and navigating that as high schoolers. And then when we began to change our teaching content, it really shifted into more of an invitation for our students to share these things with us, and saying over and over again, like, there's nothing that you can share with us that's going to surprise us or make us, love you any less.
And it's not only pastors who have benefited from Equip's work. Here's what some parents of gay people have said. John and Kathleen shared this. More than anything else, Equip has opened our eyes to the plight of gay people. Christian or not, their road is less traveled and seems a difficult one at best. In addition, Equip has been an invaluable resource to help us connect with other parents of gay children, both locally and nationally. While our theology has not changed, the way we express it has. We have learned to love others without qualification or condition or rules or restraint, which, if I read the Bible right, is just what Jesus commanded. What a relief to let God out of our small, flimsy box and love as He has loved. And another parent named Mark said this: when one of our children came out to us, our question was, what do we do now? Then God sent us help in the form of brothers and sisters, some straight, some gay. One of the biggest game changers for us was Equip. Peter Valk met with me and my wife a few times and explained that same-sex attracted kids in elementary school through high school often don't understand what's going inside themselves. That the realization that they have these attractions usually has about a 6 to 7 year gestation period. Add to that the other stresses of puberty and adolescence, and to quote my kids, it's complicated. I became an Equip supporter financially and as a volunteer. In fact, many of our family members have attended volunteer opportunities to serve with Equip. I have a gay child. Some of you may have a gay child or family member. Some of the families in your churches may have a gay child or family member. How do we respond in a Christ-like manner? How do we minister to them? Equip has helped us understand better how we can minister to sexual minorities and the responsibility we bear to share and minister to them. I encourage you to support Equip with your time and tithes as you are able. We're humbled and grateful for the work that God has allowed us to do. And we're excited about looking to the next couple years of the new content for parents that we want to work in, the continuing series of how we can better minister to gay women in our churches. And we can't continue to do this work without your help. So please continue to be on mission with us, pray with us, serve with us, give to move our work forward. And in the meantime, celebrate with us all that God has already done. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.